Let's play darts. Ladies and gentlemen, a 45. I mean, that is pretty much what I seem to throw every single time we start these, is a 45. But there you go, 45. And that's quite good, and that's exceptional, actually, because today I'm scared. Look at me, shivering, absolutely scared out of my mind. I'll tell you why. This is the longest break I've had since I started playing darts properly and training, since April. I've just had, what's the day today? Today is Tuesday. I didn't play Friday, didn't play Saturday, didn't play Sunday, didn't play Monday. That's 4 days. And 4 days in darts is a lifetime in cat years. And that's science. Right, so I haven't thrown any darts. So that 45 is pretty much like 180 by normal standards. Right, let's throw some more. Okay, and I specifically, by the way, did not throw any darts today because I wanted to show myself and see what happens after 4 days of no darts, going from training maybe at least an hour every day. I would say since April, missing a couple of days here and there, to 4 days with nothing. What happens now? Bear in mind, I wasn't exactly Rod Harrington before I went away. Or Phil Taylor. I was pretty pants then, so there's not a huge. It's not going to be a huge fall. It's not like falling from a cliff. It's more like falling from a small stool. Goodness me. So we're going to do some doubles today to see where we're at. That's not too bad, those two. And perhaps the break gave me, will do me some good. Rest the mind, rest the body. And come back. I've come back hungry, and I understand. I've come into this already. We've only done a couple of minutes here, like a steam train. I've got too much energy within myself because I've been itchy to get back. Even though I've had a few days off, I must admit, getting back on the board, I have missed it. Lovely, love that last one. Lovely pace as well, like that tempo. So we're going to do some warm up, and then we're going to get into some doubles. We're going to do a traditional doubles around the clock to test how much maybe I've got better. It's just a little experiment. This is science. We're going to do a little. The hypothesis is that my training today I'm going to play poorly because I've had 4 days off. That's a hypothesis. What am I doing here? I'm throwing at 18. Sorry. Ooh. Yeah, the hypothesis is I'm going to be pants. But let's have a look. Let's see what happens here. This is darts. Anything could happen. But the likelihood is I will be awful. Right, that's poor. That's good. I'll throw some bully. Yeah, so I've had a few days off. Went down the coast, down the south coast to Chelsea, to a caravan park. Seal Bay, it was called. Now, it was lovely. It's good fun. But I will say there was no seals. So, false advertising. Didn't see any seals. Saw a few whales, I must say. I didn't see any seals. Right, let's throw a few ball. Bit shaky, bit nervous. A few nerves within the region. That's lovely though. Those two. And now we're just going to throw some darts and get some grouping together. And once I feel like we've got a little bit of grouping, I think we should get this party started. Oh, that last one, the first two. I mean, touching me, touching you. So I caught up on the highlights for the New Zealand darts. Look at that, that's lovely. Hey, look at that grouping. We're going to have a Samson pull out here. Let's have a look. Look at that. If you pull them all out of one hand, that's a Samson pull-out. You can use your own name or somebody else's name if you wish. By law, it is Samson pull-out though. Okay, let's try and do one more. Look at that, lovely. Let's try and get this one close enough. That's not really that close, but you know what? Who cares? Let's get going. Let's go one up. Yeah, saw the New Zealand darts open, and wasn't good for Peter Wright, huh? Everybody wants Peter Wright to do well, and he's had a rough year, but he looked back on form and gave, beating Price like he did, and he was on that 9-darter as well, so close. It would have been great to see him do that. And yeah, also just want a little mention. Gerwyn Price gets some stick, but he is gracious in defeat all the time, and he's a real character. And I know some people seem to not like him, but he will be a character that will be missed when he's gone. Right, we're double one here. Let's get going. Oh my goodness! Right, so the hypothesis is that I'm going to be rubbish. Based on these first 3 darts, not looking ideal. It's looking like my scientific experiment could yield some interesting results. Maybe not. Let's get double 2s. Unlucky. So a couple more weeks left, or another week really left of the month. See if I can increase my average. I've looked at my stats and I'm behind. I'm not where I should be. Double 3s. I'm pretty much on where I was last month, which was an average of 43. And look, the averages are just an indicator. But after a good start to the month, I have sort of dropped off a bit. That's okay. I still need to be working on technique, so averages are not that important. My follow through is what I need to be much more consistent with. Ooh, unlucky. Getting through the numbers though. Get those tough early low ones out the way. But I don't want to say it, but my double 4s, any regular viewers understand I'm not great on this number. Oh, there it is though. Lovely dart. Everything about that, every little clip of that one, that last 4 there, follow through. Tuck his elbow in more as well. He's just dug that out as well. I mean, the hypothesis right now is looking incorrect. Maybe a break is good for us at times. So who else? God, I am hyper today. I apologise. Just need to calm myself, really. I've just missed you guys. Missed being here. Oh, just above that wire there. So Luke Humphries winning again. Luke Littler blew it, didn't he, against Humphries? Should have absolutely won comfortably. Was he 6-1 up, 6-2 up, and losing that? And I'm just going to say a little bit of something about poor Luke Littler at 17 years old. The amount of pressure people give him, and when anybody is at the top of getting he is getting much more of the limelight than the other players, despite the fact that there are still other players ahead of him, Luke Humphries being one of them. But the fact that he's getting all this coverage is great for the sport. It just is. And people don't see that bigger picture. So, for example, Luke Humphries will be getting more sponsorship money because of Luke Littler. Because there's more eyes on the sport than ever before because of Littler, Humphries will benefit from it. And that will go down the pyramid. They all will do better because of Luke Littler. You've got to see the big picture here. That's the first thing. And Humphries knows this. That's why he's all for it. He's good friends with Luke. But second of all, we've got to bear in mind that the guy is 17. And yes, he has not peaked but we don't think he's going to be peaking for quite a while yet. And yes, he's going to make mistakes because he's inexperienced. He's inexperienced, and there's so much pressure, and there's also a very strange group of people who seem to thrive on the fact that he slips up and he messes, and seem to be waiting for that to happen. And it's a real shame, and it's something we have, I think, in this country, in this culture, that you don't see necessarily in so many others, where we seem to hate on these players or on people who do well. And I would like to see a little less pressure on poor Luke Littler, because what he has to contend with, being all the eyes on him all the time, well, they're nowhere near the 6, is it gives him a disadvantage in many ways. It's an advantage that, yeah, he's getting more money in his pocket, but in terms of him becoming the best player he can possibly be, having all this pressure is not the one, really, for me. So I'd like to see us give him a little bit of slack, I guess. But look, well, who am I to tell you what you want to do? Who am I? I'll tell you who I am. I'm a very mediocre darts fan and player. Just mediocre, really, but that's okay. We're striving to be average at the moment. Oh, come on, man. Right now, I can't get the 6 at all. So what else has been going on? Oh, the football season, the Premier League started. Oh la la. Not great the last few minutes. Fulham won lucky against United. I thought Fulham did really well. I'm quite optimistic about our season, and we've just hopefully signing today, Sander Berge from Burnley, which is a great signing. I mean, we've really dug that out of United. United were going to buy him to replace McTominay, and United were haggling over a few million to sell him to us. And we've just bypassed McTominay and signed the player that United wanted to sign. So, all good news for us. Come on, let's concentrate. 6. Oh my goodness. Can't get this 6 at all. I've thrown at least... I reckon we've thrown over 20 darts at this 6. There we go. 7. This will be easy, I promise. Ooh, unfortunate. 7's one of my favourites. 7 is one of my favourites. David Beckham. I don't know if it is my favourite anymore. This side of the board, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to get them out of the way quickly. I should do. Try again. Told you I'd get this 7 out of the way. I told you it was my favourite. I told you I'm really good at 7. Let's do this one more time. Come on. Come on, boy. I don't know if I'm going to ever comment about my favourite numbers and things like that. I seem to, when I do that, it just goes downhill. If I just say everything number's bad, then that'll probably be more fair. There it is. Have you got any tips for elbow? Keeping your elbow in position. I feel like I move it a lot. So I'm like this, and then I feel like when I know that after you've thrown it, it can move, but during the throwing process, I feel like my elbow moves too much. I'm too square on. Let's get this right eye in. There it is. Oh, unfortunate. I mean, if I get double figures, it's probably a fairish session. But look, I'm not. My groupings aren't fantastic. It is going to be a bit of a more of a difficult session after 4 days off. But one thing I will say is I'm definitely hungry to play well and play more darts. So the break did me well in that regard. Now in September, I'm actually going away for a week. So that's going to be a real test of the mind. It's going to be a real test of the mind. Especially when I've got a small mind. Okay, number 9. Oh, that's lovely. At 9 and 10. Look, lovely to get 2. And the first dart was not bad. That's the best 3 darts of the day. So you've got to take the small wins in life, my friends. Number 11. Ooh. I guess it's inconsistent today. Throwing some good darts, some bad darts. I think this week off camera I'm going to be concentrating a lot more on my follow through, just my general setup. I'm going to look over my throw analysis from straight to the point again. Perhaps we can get another video out looking at some of that, just to see how I'm getting on. There it is. I feel like there's something also with, straight to the point mentioned this to me as well. And you see it on his videos. There's no stop. I need to almost pause. Let's try that again. Just pretend that you didn't see that. So I need to pause almost here and then throw. Now, look, you can't just start doing it and it works. You've got to really work on it, but that sort of thing. So that pace of throw and that little pause is something I need to work on as well at some point. But follow through is everything at the moment. Yeah, I guess if we look at the hypothesis of having the days off, I don't think I'm much worse. I'll play a match later, that'll be interesting to see. But also, I've come in here completely cold. I haven't thrown a dart since Friday, so this is not too bad. So I reckon we can throw the hypothesis out of the window. Okay, let's throw these last 3 darts at 12, and then we'll throw 3 at bull, and then we'll get out of this town. There it is. And we'll finish on 13. Oh, unlucky as well. Right, so these 3 at bull, and that's not a bad session considering. It's just good to be back, really. It's good to be back with you. Hey, the last start of the day on bull. What can you say, really? You can't complain when you get the last start of the day on bull. That gives you the energy of, I guess, a small. I guess the amount of energy that you get in a small current bun. That energy I feel all at once within my womb. I don't have a womb, but if I did have a womb, I would feel that energy in there. So another day, another dart. The arrows are back. Keep going. Well done, everyone.